Welcome to step one of the listing editor. Step one is the property information. This is where we start entering the information on our listing. In here you'll see almost immediately that we are on step one. We have that highlighted. You'll see a field called Go Live and it's checked. We will, when we're completely finished entering the listing, we'll come back to this page and we will uncheck that box. This is the box that makes it go live on the public website, and we don't want to do that until such time that we've previewed it and made sure it looks right. I will go ahead and fill out an example listing so that you can see the entire process, but I will probably shorten some of the fields just for the purposes of the video, making it short. If we were to start, this property is going to be listed for $662,000. It expires 12/31/2009, and the street address is 105 Swan Shores. And then I get to choose the country, either US or Canada, and as I change these options, the options below will also change. So for instance, if I change to Canada, you'll notice that it's all the Canadian provinces. If I change to US, we now have the states, and in this case it's Idaho. The county is Bonner, and the city is Sagal. The postal code is 83860. Acreage is 0.5 or 1/2 of an acre, and the lot frontage is 100, and the lot depth is 231 feet. It is a waterfront listing. The frontage on the waterfront is 100 feet of waterfront, and the body of water is the Pend Oreille River. It's important to fill out all fields to include schools and other stuff, even though it takes a little bit longer. But it's important to do that because if people care about the school district that their kids in or search on any of these items, if you don't have information in here, your property won't be found. School district is the Lake Pend Oreille School District. It's Sagal Elementary School, and Sandpoint Middle School, and Sandpoint High School. The gross taxes for this particular property is $35.81, and I don't have a virtual tour, but I can give it a website to go visit for more information. http://sandpoint.com. Notice that I put in the full http:// because that's the example given over here. If you don't put it in completely the same way, the link won't work on the website. All throughout the site you'll see areas where it gives you an example of how we're looking for the formatting of the data. So if you can try to follow those, that would be great. In the property description, we would write a short description. Now, of course you would add a lot more than what I'm going to add here, but I want to caution you not to add everything about the property in this one description for a couple of reasons. One, we limit the number of characters we allow in this box, but also you're going to notice in a minute when you get to the next step, there's places where you can hit a lot of check boxes, kind of like this one, to describe the property, and same with the airport that it's on. So you don't need to put everything about the property in this one description, because if you do, it won't be searchable on the site. Next is the longitude and latitude. I don't have that information for this particular property, but I could find it on Google Maps, and in the future, if you take the time to put that in, your property will be mapped on Google when we start that service. There is no hangar information on this property, so I can leave that alone, but the year built was 2000. It doesn't have a remodeled year, but it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath with 9 total rooms in the house. Square footage on this house is 2602, with the above ground being 2,052 square feet and the below ground being 550. This would be the basement. There's a $300 association fee every year, and kitchen, appliances. We have to keep these fields short because of the way the website's designed for the display side. Put a short description in each one of the remark sections, and then items included would be things like if they were going to leave something that normally would not be left behind, like tractor. And then items excluded would be things normally that would go with the house. For instance, a tree in the front yard would normally go with the house, but you could put in here that you're taking the tree if it had been planted, for instance, in memorial of someone, or curtains in a living room that grandma made that normally would stay with the house. That would be the box where you would list any of those kinds of items. That's the end of step 1 for the listing editor, and we'll move on to step 2.